Hello everyone, welcome. It's Mary Jo Snyder. Welcome to my Let's Caffeinate and Create YouTube channel. I'm here to do Creativity Made Easy on Thursday, October 23rd, 2025, using this adorable paper pumpkin kit. This comes to my door every month and I'm so excited, and I have the opportunity, if I need to actually skip a month, or if I need to pause it or whatever the case is. Month to month subscription gives me that flexibility. But isn't this box beautiful? You could almost like put a tag there or a label and reuse this for something else. Hey Vicky, welcome. Thank you for being here. So we're gonna play with paper pumpkin, and I'm gonna attempt to do some alternates while I'm here. I'm just gonna take my time. I've got some other product next to me. I also want to do a quick reminder that we do have that wonderful of course, the starter kit deal is on until the end of October, but we also have through the end of the day tomorrow, the end of the day, the 24th, there is a free shipping opportunity for $75 or more. You would get free shipping. So, and that's a purchase before tax. But anyway, for $35, which why wouldn't you just get the starter kit? But anyway, for $35, you will get, if you purchase in my online store, the kits of consumables to make these cards with the Tractor and Company. So you could toss that in your starter kit, the bundle. Yeah, you get all kinds of wonderful things, or you can get free shipping with your starter kit or with the deal that's going on. So great opportunities right now with Stampin' Up, and I love that. So remember, October, those are the 4 cards for my to-go class per se. If you just want the consumables, you can pay me $30, or it's $35 with an online order. So there is that. Of course, that would include, you would have to pay shipping for me to send that to you. Whereas if you spend $35 in my online store, you would get it for free without having to pay shipping for me to send it to you. There's no stamped images, so you would need the stamp set or the bundle. I will die cut everything, but you would need the stamp set in order to stamp the images in the cards that I've designed. So with that, let's get pointed down and we will get busy with paper pumpkin. I'm super excited. So I'm already in my comfy clothes. I was going to stay in my work clothes and all that stuff, and I just decided, you know what, comfort is my friend right now, and I got the heater going, so we're just going to play. Let's see what we can do tonight. All right, we're going to flip the camera, get you pointed down, and here we go. All of our paper pumpkin and stuff is all spread over my little desk here. Just going to zoom in a little bit, and hopefully there won't be any tilting of the camera, and you're going to be able to see just fine and all the good things. So this is wonderful. I didn't realize that there was velvet in this amazing kit. So that's awesome because it coordinates with the velvet that Stampin' Up! Has to offer. There's white, there's cherry cobbler, and there is garden green, I believe it is. Maybe I'm off on the colors, but either way, it coordinates with this. In this kit, you have the opportunity to make 3 different cards of 3 different designs, or 3 cards each of 3 different designs. Got the Cozy Christmas October 2025. If you are not a subscriber and you're loving this kit, I'm not sure if there's hey Brenda, I'm not sure if there's going to be opportunity to get kits if there's extra kits available. If you want one, and there are, reach out to me. But I do know that sometimes they run out or sell out before I even get a chance to see that they're in the store. So it's really great to subscribe. Okay, this is coordinating colors. We have basic beige, cherry cobbler, garden green, pecan pie, and real red. And this is all the stuff that is in your kit. This is a helpful video. If you scan that QR code with your electronic device, this will help you with a video to follow along with assembly of the kit. This is also an add-on. They do dies every 3 months, so every quarter you're able to get a die set. If you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, that does coordinate with the product. I usually don't buy them, but now I'm kind of seeing alternate projects using this Joy, so I'm a little bummed that I don't have it, but we're gonna figure a way to create other things using the negatives of the die cut images that are included in the kit. So we'll see what we can do. All right, with that being said, There's another QR code that gets you to the exclusive products for Paper Pumpkin and the add-ons, which is this. And again, that's only if you're a subscriber do you have access to that information. Within your instructions, shows you how to put together each card and what you need for them. There also are imperial measurements here because we only sell Paper Pumpkin currently in the United States, and I'm not sure about Canada, but I could be way off. But anyway, it's imperial measurements for those that are able to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin. So there's that. We've got our instructions. Just give you a walkthrough of some of the elements in the kit. We've got 3 of these little layers. 3 of these layers with the little notch in the top part. I really, really think that's adorable. Okay. With the little different designs. We've got this one, kind of has like a stitching of a snowflake or something like that. I look at pecan pie and I think gingerbread as well. These are our stamps. You've got Merry Christmas, Joy, Joy to the World, Deck the Halls, or you can do Joy separate, whichever. And of course those little stitching stars or whatnot, another star. And that's awesome, photopolymer stamps. So we're gonna set those over here because we're gonna need those. A little pecan pie ink spot, which I'm going to set aside because I have my larger one out. All the envelopes are the same, and they are white on the inside, so we'll set those aside for now. I might pull one in and make something using an envelope. We've got beautiful either real red or cherry cobbler, not really sure, but beautiful sequins that we'll set aside. We have our card bases. I'm going to keep one of each because we are going to do the cards as the kit instructs, and then we're going to make some alternates. So we have the basic beige, cherry cobbler and real red, and garden green, and I can't remember the other color. I think it's just garden green. Yes, so it's kind of got a two-tone of the garden green. Okay, so you got 3 each of those. And now we get into all this good stuff. You got your adhesives, comes with tear and tape, glue dots, and a sheet of dimensionals. So we're going to put those aside where they're handy. Your Paper Pumpkin, the very first one you get, will come with a Paper Pumpkin block. It's this thinner block. It does say Stampin' Up! On the side of it. It's got the logo or the copyright type thing going on. Anyway, this is a standard D block. It's just not ergonomic like the ones you can buy in my online store. So it is what you get with your very first Paper Pumpkin kit, or your kits in the online exclusives that also require stamping. I am going to just zoom out a little bit more because I think that I'm like all in your face, so it's a little bit better. Okay, now this has got the word Joy shadow in it. It's got the red velvet. There are 4 of these, which means you have the opportunity for an extra one to create with, which is great. These are part of ornaments, which just fell out of the little die cut piece. There's some stars and there's velvet in the centers. And of course, one of the cards, this will layer on here. So you have that ornament image. Isn't that beautiful? And of course, the green here is also the green is velvety on here as well. These 3 pieces create a tree. You've got some other things that are going to create other elements within, and you've got 3 sets of those. So it looks like you have 1 extra Joy. No extras of this, which is too bad. Maybe I lucked out and got an extra and I wasn't supposed to. I don't really know. I doubt that's the case. We have 3 of the word Joy and holly pieces right here, and these are all just die cut colored images. So that's fun. We're going to see what we're going to do with those. And we have tags to label or to stamp on for our greetings. So what we're going to do first is look at the instructions. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. It's something new I'm trying to do for all my team members. So I hope you enjoy the little card that you can use for someone. And I hope the information that is included in the kit is helpful. And again, if you have any questions, Brenda, you know you can reach out to me. So you are so welcome. I'm happy to share Happy Mail, fun stuff. All right, so what we need for our first card, we're going to build this Christmas tree, and that goes on one of these pieces right here. We need the red tone card bases, so I'm going to grab one of those. We're going to get all of our elements first, and the easy way to look at that is right here. This tells you everything that you need for each card, and then you get to your instructions here. So maybe I'll kind of, yeah, I'm just gonna keep going with what I'm doing here. I need one of these tags that outlines Merry Christmas, and I'm gonna stamp Merry Christmas on there. So we've got our tag, our layer, our card base. We need one of these stars for the top of the tree. We need the elements here, so we're going to grab one of these. And this here, and this one here to build our tree. We've got our sequence right here, and we've got our adhesives, so it looks like we can get started. So when you see the strips here, that is your tear and tape. When you see the solid dots, those are your mini glue dots. And when you see the hexagon shapes that are not filled with any gray tone, those are your dimensionals, which are these right here, if you're not familiar with how these instructions go. All right, and then it shows to use 2 small and a large of the sequence. So let's go ahead and grab our bone folder. I love that they use the card base has the color all the way through, because if you really wanted to make your kit go a lot further, you could cut this stuff apart and use bits and pieces to create other projects with other consumables that you have in your stash. So that's a really awesome thing. This is going to get tear and tape, and honestly, I'm going to hold on to my tear and tape because I'm going to a crop this weekend, and I'm going to be building mini albums, and I'm going to keep that. So I'm going to use my seal for this part, and this is going to get centered into the front of my card base on the top layer there, just like so. Hopefully it's centered. Sure. Then we just keep layering, and it looks like we start with the bottom layer. Now, this is interesting. So it's going to use, we're going to use dimensionals, and our little glue dots. So the glue dots, one goes there, and there, and there. And I think what I'm going to do is actually attach these pieces first before I add my dimensionals to the back side. So I'm just going to peel off the backing. And actually, I did that wrong because it's supposed to be on the reverse side. I don't understand why that would be on the reverse side. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because it worked, right? I'm going to put them on the front because, you know, the tree is being built that way, right? The piece is going to cover it. Maybe that's really how it's supposed to be, and you just can't tell in the directions. Okay, so you've got that. This is going to go here. So you've got your tree. How cute is that? Got your tree. You're going to flip that over. It's all lined up nice and good. And we're going to add, that's a take your pick tool if nobody is familiar. It is the Swiss Army knife of paper crafting. It comes with several different attachments that you can purchase separately. When you get it, you get an extra putty in your regular kit. You get the scoring tool, which I don't know why I have 2 of those. Must be I have another one of these laying around. You get your pokey tool with a spatula, which mine is very dirty and gooky. You have one of these already in it, and this is an extra piece, as well as there is an X-Acto knife and another piece on the other side of that, and there is another thing that you can use as a perforator of your paper. So there's a lot of added things you can do with your Take Your Pick tool. It's wonderful. Okay, now with this, I am going to add my dimensionals to the back side. And I'm getting confused. This is really, maybe it's supposed to have more dimension than I'm giving it. By not following directions, I think I'm messing things up, but you know me, I'm gonna keep going. Maybe I should have watched the video of them assembling it. Just makes sense to me. So, all right, this is going to go on the front of that. Isn't that just so beautiful? We are going to get our piercing mat, which is wonderful to use with photopolymer stamps, and all of our stamps are changing to photopolymer, so that is important to note. By April of 2026, all of our stamps will be photopolymer, and that has a lot to do with product that we can't really, that Stampin' Up! Can't really get their hands on in a time effective manner. So it's gonna help with keeping things on the shelf maybe, and making sure that we are not, you know, all the things going on in the world with the economy and everything else, and getting stuff from overseas to help with making the red rubber stamps or whatever. It's the red rubber that they're having a hard time with. And that is why they're switching to photopolymer. So that really explains that. I just put some Versamark on my photopolymer stamp to help season it. I like to do that. And now I'm gonna grab my Pecan Pie larger ink pad. And I'm actually gonna stamp it, put the ink on this way. I like to do that sometimes. Make sure there's plenty of ink on there. We're gonna see that this is gonna lay right on here. And I did it upside down, which is fine. We're gonna flip it over and do it the right way because your Y should be there. Another way to season your stamp, I guess. Stamp on the wrong side. It's probably not, oh no, I did okay. I was gonna say it looked like it was off a little bit, but it looks okay. I'm gonna clean my stamp off with my chamois, which I actually can pick up out of here and have better control. Get into all those little, there's no doubt that my fingers will be inky, but this is water-based ink and it will come off. So there's that. Got our stamped image, and now we can finish putting this together. So we do want to put our star at the top of our tree, and I'm gonna do that with, it is telling me to use a dimensional. So I'm gonna grab a dimensional, and I'm going to actually, is a big one gonna fit on there without showing underneath? Pretty much, it's pretty good. And I think a smaller one would be better, or cutting it in half. So let's take that off. And we're gonna use what we have available. I'll come in with my adhesive scissors, and I'm gonna cut that in half. Sorry for reaching in front of the camera. There's about a 30-second delay to seeing your comments. So if you have questions or anything, just be patient with me, and I'll be looking up and all that stuff. All right, so this is the tallest point, I think, and that's gonna go right there. Well, maybe. I don't want it hanging off the card. There's that. Now this is gonna get partial adhesive, on the side that's going to go over the tree, and then it's going to get a couple of dimensionals, actually one dimensional right there. Remember, I messed up the back side, so, and then this will go, oh, it goes down here. You want to make sure it's not hanging off the edge of the card. And then we grab our little dots here, sequence, take your pick tool. Oops, I already lost one. There it is. It's escaping me. There it is. I got it. And then we've got one small there, one big there, and another small one right there. And there is card number 1. Super easy, beautiful texture with the velvet on there. I don't know if you can see it. I wish you could feel it. It's so beautiful to touch. And I actually should put another adhesive just because it's right on the edge there, and I'm not going to want that to get caught anywhere. So let's cover that up. Or not cover it up. Put some more tape down there, half of a dimensional. I can get the backing off. There we go. Perfect. So pretty. I love it. Okay, so how many of you out there watching are Paper Pumpkin subscribers? Do you love getting your kit every month? Do you make alternate projects? Let me know in the chat. Thank you for watching if you're watching live, and thank you for all the people that are catching the replay. Super excited that you are taking time with me. Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and comment, because, you know, that just, it costs nothing. Just helps me get out there a little bit more, and it reach more people and helps me share with more people, which I absolutely love. It's not a numbers thing for me. It's not about getting sales, although it's nice. I just want to craft and share my creativity with others. So it really brings me so much joy. And that's what we're doing. We're going to do the joy card. All right, so we're going to grab one of these die pieces. I'm going to pop out this little circle here, and I'm going to set this aside. And I'm not sure if I'm going to want to use it for something else, but I may. So we've got this, and it looks like we're going to be taking pieces of this section here. Your first month, that's awesome. Are you loving this kit? Did you get yours? I just love it. Love Paper Pumpkin. That's another benefit. I didn't list that in the packet you got, Brenda, but being on my team, anyone that joins my team, as well as my Paper Pumpkin subscribers, they get some happy mail to go with Paper Pumpkin, and awesome. They get, I love that you got it already. It's so exciting. My team and my subscribers get happy mail each month, which I just started doing this with the past the September kit. They get happy mail to create alternate projects or just other consumables that coordinate with what we have going on, and you can mix and match and do what you want, or you can, you know, if I make alternates with those things, you can follow along and make them as well. So, and those go out to all of my team, even if they're not subscribers, because I can't tell if they're subscribers. So it's just a little thank you for being on my team. It's a bonus if you have Paper Pumpkin, because you can coordinate it all together. So, all right, we are going to use one of the tan card bases, or the basic beige. We've got our joy. We need our letters, our J-O-Y, that are going to go layering on there. We've got that. And let's see what else I need for the top layer. We need that pretty pecan pie with the little stars on it, the stitched stars. And I think that's it, because we stamp our sentiment, which is a little risky for me, right onto our joy piece. So we'll see how that goes. If it doesn't go well, we can find a way to correct it. All right, so we've got those things. we are going to, this gets regular adhesive, so you'll use your tear and tape, or you will use whatever your favorite adhesive is. You can use Tombow, whatever, but in order to use what's in the kit, you would use your tear and tape, but I am being frugal with it because I need it for other things. All right, so that goes on here. Yay. What we want to do is also add, now are we stamping first? We want to stamp our sentiment to the lower portion of this area. So I'm going to grab another block and I want to the world. And this is where seasoning your stamps really comes in handy, because seasoning your stamps and testing them out on a scrap paper or whatever will help you with making sure you get a good image. And also, when you're using these word stamps that are kind of flimsy because there's not a lot of space to the photopolymer, it's not a lot of photopolymer, so it moves around. You want to let it rest, put it on your block, and hope that it's straight. I probably will take a piece of scrap and not hope and try it out. So I'm going to get, again, my piercing mat. This you can find in the online store by searching piercing mat. Season this with some Versamark. Again, you could wash the stamp. You could use a little buffer, but don't buff too hard. You could clean it, whatever, rub it on your jeans, whatever works, just so it gets some of that film off from manufacturing. So I'm just making sure that it's going to stamp straight and that my words are straight on my block. Well, we're going to try again. Usually when I use these blocks, I stick my fingers in the ink, my fingernails. Yes, it does look straight, so we'll set that aside. We're going to ink up our stamp again. Tap, 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 tap. And if you see my head, I'm sorry. I want to make sure I'm placing that and getting a really good image. Count to 4. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, and that ink soak right in there. Get your chamois or your other cleaning tool, your Stampin' Mist cleaner. I have that as well. And we're going to put this away so I don't make a mess. We have this, and we are going to go ahead and put this word together. Now, I'm going to use my Tombow. They recommend you using your tear and tape here. As you can see, those grayed out lines. I'm going to use my Tombow in my precision bottle. And basically what that is, oh, I need a sip of water. Basically what this is something I got off Amazon in a 10-pack, and it gives me the flexibility of using thinner lines of the Tombow, even though I still make a mess. But it gives me the flexibility. If I don't place it in the right spot, I can move it around, which I didn't do too bad there. It's got a little wiggle room, but again, if you're using the kit as is, then you're going to use what you have in your kit. The O goes around that, so you should have an even white within the letter O. So there's that. Isn't that beautiful? I'm in love. All right, so now we've got these pieces and we have to figure out where they go. So it looks like they are going to go underneath this section here. So with that, I want to, I'm going to add a little bit of, I'm going to put a glue dot there. This instruction does not tell me to do that, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to put a glue dot right here on this one. so that I can layer this where I think it needs to go and stays, because you don't see it on here. It looks like they're adding it with a dimensional. It just is a little confusing for me. Now there's a little tiny glue dot that's going to hold that on there, but I chose to do it this way. And I'm going to do the same to this one. So that's just going to hold it in place when I put my dimensionals on the other side. All right, so we've got this, and then this is going to go like that, right? Looks about right. Make sure it's not going to hang off the... Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. Isn't that pretty? Actually, it probably should go up a little further. So that gives me the flexibility of popping that off and moving it a little bit. It's still not in the right spot. We're going to get it. There, I got it now. There. I think all these green pieces are supposed to show the ends of them, so that looks pretty good. Okay, now we're going to take this and add some dimensionals to the back of this. And since I have these seams right here, I'm just going to pop a dimensional to kind of reinforce that. So I've totally gone rogue and I'm not doing what the directions are telling me to, but honestly, it's okay. I just want to make sure everything's going to stay where it needs to. Got this. And we're going to put one there and one on the far leaf. There, there. Hopefully that's plenty. Oh, I need one right there. Do I put one right there? Yep. Oh, lots of dimensionals, friends. I don't think I used any more than I needed to, but so we have that. I need to put one right there. Okay, we can pull off the backings. It's great to have a little garbage can or something to collect all your little dimensional backings so they don't end up everywhere, but I guarantee it doesn't matter. You're going to find them all over your house. I know I do. Hello, I just made this yesterday. Aw. They're so pretty. I'm going to try and do some alternates while we're on tonight. It seems like I never get to do a second video with Paper Pumpkin, so I'm going to try and roll it all together. I've got a little bit of time tonight, so. All right, so we pulled off all the backings. We're going to add this on here somehow, some way. Like so. Hopefully I got it on the right side, not upside down. Okay. It's always key to make sure you're opening your card the right way. We need 3 small and 2 big for this one. I think that was supposed to be a big one. I'll put a small one there. I'm going to adjust this a little. If I can get under there and put this one here in the center of that little star. Hopefully. Maybe. Grab a larger one. I'm just going to get kind of tucked under a little bit. A little wide. So we got small, small. I need one more small. And this goes... Huh. Oh, I see. Maybe that was supposed to small and the big go in the center. I don't know. Let me switch this up some. Because there's 2 big, 3 small. So let me take the big ones and put them in the center here. Good thing I can remove them, right? At least I think. I think the glue dot stayed there. We'll get it. Lift that glue dot up. Put it in the center there. Take the putty end. Stick that on top. Now we're good to go. Grab one of the small ones again. And that can tuck right under there. There we go. Now we got it. There we go. Beautiful. Got the velvet, the sequins. These cards are gorgeous. I would almost get a refill and let these be my Christmas cards. I bet they'll sell out. All right, the third card. We are going to use the pretty holly leaves. Very nice. Got that. And the ornament. And the other part of the ornament. And I think that's it. And then we're going to need a tag. We need the green base. We need the lighter shade of the kind of white and basic beige. The rectangle tag with the gold foil around it. I think, no, it's pecan pie around it. And that's that. We're going to grab our bone folder again. I'm just going to turn my heater off. I'm starting to have a hot flash. All right, now I just want to get a closer look of this card and see which direction these go. Like this. So the points of these little tree pieces are going to point upwards in this card. Okay. All right, so we've got all these. We're going to attach this to the card base with regular adhesive. It gets centered on the front of your card, like so. And we'll assemble those things after. We're going to grab our piercing mat. Another block. I have different sizes because, you know, I have lots of blocks. So we're going to do Deck the Halls. I'll let that rest a minute. Add that to my block. Grab my Versamark first, right? Season my stamp. This is something you can find in the online store too. I've had this forever. Actually, I've had this probably since I started stamping several years ago. Before I was ever a demonstrator the first time around, my mom found it at a yard sale. And I've had it ever since. And I got a refill, and I don't think I've refilled it at all. But I also don't do a lot of heat embossing. It's great for heat embossing. So we are going to tap, 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 and stamp Deck the Halls in the center of that rectangle label. Can y'all believe that it's almost November? What is the deal? You know, my dad and my mom always said that the older you get, the faster time goes. I don't like it. Just saying. We wish half of our life away when we're younger because we want to do this, that, and the other thing. Next thing you know, I don't know. I don't know. That's all I can say. Okay, this is going to go on here. Isn't that beautiful? And you're going to see, actually, this is going to be the reverse. Doesn't matter. You're still going to adhere it whatever way. It looks like we are going to put a strip of tear and tape under here and glue dots under those two sections. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll add some glue dots. I usually don't use these as frequently, but I'm trying to follow the instructions. And instead of tear and tape, I'm just going to use my adhesive there. Got my nails done tonight, and I decided to get all different fall colors. And here I am working on Christmas cards. It's okay. I love fall. I love all the colors. Matter of fact, it was funny on my way home, I'm looking at the trees, and I'm like, all these colors are in the trees. It's crazy, though, because the wind knocked so many leaves off the trees already. But it is peak, I think. Minus all the wind blowing of the leaves. All right, so that, you're trying to center this so that, I know these pieces are loose at the top, but you kind of don't want any of that space underneath showing, so you want to make sure you're lining that up right, which I wasn't completely. I'm a little off, but that's okay because this is going to cover that. It's going to cover that right there and be my ornament topper. So with that, now that we have that all set, we are going to add dimensionals. One in the center, and these on the side. So we got 5 dimensionals, and I'm going to peel those off. I am not sure where that's going to hang, so I shouldn't have done that yet. This is going to go here, and the leaf and this. So these 2 things are going to get dimensionals. So I'm going to add 2 dimensionals to that. And then what you can do, because this is probably, I don't know, we'll see. We will see. All right, this is kind of tricky because this needs to be up here. Yeah, I need to put this on here. So that's going to cover. I think that my dimensional is, trying to do this so it works for me. So it's kind of off center, almost to the edge of the card base over here. And this is going to, I think I need to either trim that or take this dimensional off. I'm going to take that dimensional off because it's not working in my favor. Because part of that has to be on top of this. So, that being said, these do rub off. I just can't get it off at the moment because I don't want to rip anything. I am going to pull tight. Grab my adhesive eraser. These also are something you can find on Amazon or a craft supply store. Stampin' Up! Does not sell them anymore. I'm going to actually put some regular adhesive on here because it's going to end up sticking to the top part of that ornament, like so. And I have to be down far enough because that is going to go there. This is crazy. So it is not stuck. It's really off the, I'm not sure about that, but that's okay. We're following instructions. That's over there. Deck the Halls. We are going to add 1 dimensional on the far side where the D is. And you can use your glue dots. I'm just going to use some adhesive. And this is going to go right a little bit there. And then we need 2 small. And someone was saying that there weren't enough small sequins. And I'm kind of feeling that right now. But you know what? It's okay. 2 small and a big. I need to move this one over just a smidge. There we go. And there is card number 3. So these are the cards as they're instructed to the best of my ability. Something's going under there so it doesn't get ripped. I'm going to stick a little tiny dimensional under there at some point, cutting a strip of it. But those are super beautiful. Love them. Super pretty. So we got 3 as the kit as the kit instructs. And we've cleaned off those stamps. I'm going to set this aside and that. And what I want to do is grab some things. And we are going to make, I'm feeling like I really like this. So I'm going to use a red base and I'm going to cut it. Am I going to cut it? I don't know if there's much you can do with it actually as alternates. Really, I don't think there is. As much as I want to say there is, I'm sure there is, but we're going to figure something out. I want to play with this. All right, we're going to fold this in half. All right, I'm going to leave the base as is. I folded it. I want to cut only to the score line. I want to measure out and cut half of this. Okay, so it's going to cut to, so half of 5.5 is 2.5 1/4, so 2 3/4. Only cut it to this score line. So bring it down to the 4 1/4 mark on your scoring tool. Okay, there you go, just like that. This piece is going to get adhered down, right? Yes, I'm going to adhere this piece down flush to the card base. Crazy, yes. So we're just going to add adhesive around the edges. And it's going to adhere completely to the other side. Okay, so now we have this little flap that is not adhered. Okay, there we go. I am going to take that really cool, where's it at? The one that has the really cool curves to it. Let me grab some of this stuff. All right, we've got this. And I'm just out of curiosity, I want to see, I'm making this into a gift card holder, so I'll just give that away right now. That's going to fit, and I'm going to have to use Tombow. So I'm going to cut this in half, I think, right? This measures not quite 5 inches. So I want it to be a little less than, I think what I want to do is cut it down to 2 and I'm going to cut this down to 2 1/2. Yeah, so half of it. Hello, 2 1/2. Okay, we're going to retain that for something else. On the inside of this, we're going to create a little pocket, and we can do some stamping on here if we'd like to. So hold tight on that because it's going to have a gift card. And with that, I want the word joy. So we are going to, maybe we could take the other half. Nope. I want the word joy. So joy card actually goes the other way. So this is going to hang off. So that's not going to work. So we're going to do the ornament. Maybe. Maybe we're just going to use pieces of this to decorate with. Oh, let's see where that one piece went that I just had in my hand. Now we're going rogue. So this is going to be me trying to figure out what I'm trying to do. So bear with me. We know that joy's not going to work. But let's see what we can do with this. I don't know. I don't really like that. This could be something decorative. If I were to trim it off, it could be a decorative edge to this section. Right? I don't think I want to do that either. All right. Keep on thinking. Grab this other ornament. Trying to make it so we can, let's see. All right, See how this is like, it's so much red on red? I'm trying to ease that up a little bit. Like that would be beautiful, but I don't want the red there. So this is what I'm gonna do. It's hard for me to see what I'm doing. I am going to add, what do we got? Merry Christmas, deck the halls, joy to the world. I need something to go here. What's it gonna be? I need a Merry Christmas stamp from another set. All right, hang on. We're gonna do this, I promise. Let's do the inside first because we know what we're doing there. I am going to add some glue. Hey, Maggie. Sorry, I was concentrating on what to do with this, and I wasn't paying attention to who was hopping on. Welcome. Oops. Now, I'm horrible with using this kind of adhesive on the inside of a card, but we're gonna make it work. Oh, I forgot to add, I knew it. I was gonna put a notch in that. And then I wonder if I can even get my little punch in there. Let's see, probably not. It's too late. It's too late. Sorry, we'll use this little one. Oh, it's peeling off. That's okay. I'll just use that. So you can tell there's a gift card in there. Gift card holder slides right in there. Okay. Okay. Just really close to the edge is where you want to put your adhesive. Make sure it dries. So we've got that. And we do have this other piece here. So I think what I'm going to do is add. Do I want to add something? Oh, help me. Okay. I want this to be here. It needs something in this area. So what I might do, I really like how that kind of creates like an apron look. But I don't know what, oh, got it. Got it. I am going to, I got it. I think we're going to do joy to the world because we have the word joy here. Just took me a minute. Phew. Let's close this. And grab another block. Season. Versamark. And we want, I'm just going to come in with a piece of scrap. No, I'm going to use this other piece. I want to cut, I want to make this into something. It's going to open. It could border. So I could border up here so I can trim like an inch of this off, right? Let's see what happens. Let's trim an inch. Is that going to be too small? I hope not. Nope. Perfect. I got it now. Only took me a minute. All right, joy is going to get stamped on here, and I'm going to stamp it actually in a different color. So I'm going to grab my garden green. I've already seasoned it, right? Looks good. I'm going to stamp this in the center here on that piece. Great. Clean that off. Please feel free to share my video too. I would love that. Anything you do to help get me out there is wonderful. All right, so there's that. This I'm going to stamp to the world. So find to the world, and it's going to be in Pecan Pie. That's my daughter calling. Sorry about that. Hopefully we're not getting booted off. Are y'all with me? I had to answer that. I was worried something was wrong. I did stamp that a little crooked, but that's okay. You probably heard our conversation. That's all right too. All right, I'm going to take this piece. Let's close this before I ruin that beautiful thing over there. It's really hard to see what I'm doing. I want to take this and edge this up right to here. Okay, so I'm going to do that flush to the card base, because we're already going to have some bulk inside the card with the gift card. We've got Joy to the World with a cute little kind of aprony look. Well, to the world, I should say. This is going to go right to the edge, and I want it to line up with this here. But remember, it's going to cover this, the red, if that makes sense. So we've got, line it up to the edge to edge. So when it opens, see, I know this is not centered. My word is not centered, but it's pretty cool. And now, I think what I also should do is, maybe I could have tucked that under there just to tie in. So I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut this a little bit. So I have this piece, and I can tuck this in right there. Right? Or I could add it right here. I'm just going to tuck it in. And this other piece, actually, I think I'm just going to use that. So this can be regular adhesive, getting tucked right there. And now we're going to add, so we've got some cute little elements on the outside. I know maybe it seems a little plain, but it's not really. We've got our gift card holder on the inside. That will tuck all the way down into that, so you know it's in there. Got that. And now what I want to do is take some of those beautiful sequins, if I can find them. I set them aside intentionally so I didn't lose them. And here we are. Seriously. Okay, well, maybe we'll do that another time. They were right here. Got distracted. I'm just checking, make sure they're not stuck to anything. Buried under here. All right. So with that note, let's grab something else to play with. We can add some of these beautiful Drusty adhesive backed sequins. We've got gold and we've got silver, and I'm going to use gold. Honestly, I think that's a good choice. I'm going to put one here and there, and there. So we've dressed that up a little bit. You got your gift card. You can put something there if you'd like to. I'm going to leave it plain. But there is, actually, I'm not going to leave it plain. I'm going to grab a star right here. And put it right there. Yep. And there you go. Cute little gift card holder. Okay, there's an alternate for you. Now, let's try something else. What will that be? I really don't know how many alternates. I'm sure Rachel Tessman had amazing alternates with her kit. Thank you so much. Okay, awesome. I'm glad you didn't hear all that. I was worried because she called instantly the minute I hung up on her for it to go to voicemail, and so I got worried. Yeah, she's all in California and stuff, and you know, I still try to protect her even though we're thousands of miles away from one another. Clean that off, or did I already? All right, let's do something else creative. Let's grab our green card base, and I'm going to varnish it, and I'm going to cut a strip off of this and use it for something else. So this is 4 1/4. So I'm going to cut this down to 2 1/4. I'm sorry, 2 1/8. That's half of 4 1/4. Okay. So we've got that. Now we have plenty of room to write stuff in here. This is going to be our card. But we're going to do some fun stuff. So we cut off 2 1/8. And now what I want to do, if I'm skilled, without a precision, not precision, whatever I'm trying to say, like a Misty or one of those gadgets, I want to alternate colors. I should close that. I don't know how long that was open. I want to use a real red. I'm going to use a real red and garden green with the word joy. And the garden green I put back. And I didn't close that either. Make sure it clicks when they're closed. Now, this will be interesting. I don't know where I put that little case. So, there it is. All right, grab piercing mat just in case. And we are going to start with, hopefully, green in the middle. Why is that not inking? Thank you. Green in the middle. Like so. And we're going to clean this off. Make sure it's cleaned off good because you don't want to transfer green into your red. Grab my red. And we're going to tap, 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 tap. And I need to re-ink these. Try to get them spaced right. I'm going to do another red one above. This really would be great with a Misty, or what did we used to have? The Stamparatus. I sold mine. Crazy girl. Yep, if kids call, we answer no matter what. I agree. That's just important. These are babies. I agree with you. All right, we're going to clean off the red. Because then we're going to grab the red will stain. So just stamp it on something when you're done and make sure that it's cleaned off. Like another piece of scrap. Cleaned. Yay. Then I'm going to grab the green again. And we're going to stamp 2 more. Stamp one down here. And up here. And if you did it halfway decent, they're all lined up. Okay, so we got that. Looks pretty cool to me. Those red, real red and garden green. Clean that stamp off again. And then we're going to go ahead and I want to add something to this. And that is the, now I had those set aside for how long? And do you think that I know where they are at the moment? I set them aside because I was going to use them. And it's vellum, but I have vellum. Stampin' Up! Is now selling large 12 by 12 sheets of vellum again, which is wonderful. I'm going to take some vellum from my little stash, and I'm going to use it. I'm going to cut that down. Isn't that pretty? Of course it is. Of course it is. We're going to cut it down to the size of the front of the card. Get this out of the way. And so that's going to be 4 1/4. I'm just going to cut a smidge off by 5 1/2, which it already is. Now, you could run this through an embossing machine if you wanted to and add some embossed image to it, which would make it look really pretty. I'm just going to leave it as is. Now, I actually might want to trim just a hair more off of that, just because it's got to go all the way to that. Just a hair more off of that. It's got to go all the way over to the score line. And I want it to be even over here. So with that, this is where things will get a little tricky, okay? You don't want the adhesive to show through. So what we're going to do, I didn't cut that very even, did I? Hold tight. No, like that. Now we got it. The other part of this is going to sandwich on the other side, okay? Because it's going to hold this vellum in place. Okay, and you're not going to see the adhesive when you open it up, right? Super cool. So with that being said, we're going to add some adhesive to this. We are going to put this on the inside of our card. Line it up where we want it. Fold this over. Hope that the adhesive is not stuck to the inside of the card, okay? See what we're doing here? We're going to add this, going the same direction, hopefully. Yep, to the reverse side of this. So we'll go ahead and add adhesive to this. And you're not going to see any adhesive holding that vellum. You want to get it as close to the score line as possible, but don't cover it. It should be the same size. Yep. So look at that. Look at that card. Isn't that beautiful? You don't really have to do much more. You can add some sequins. If I knew where they were. Isn't that horrible? Well, there they are. Of course, I find them now. You can add sequins, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this. There's one there. One there. That way you lift it up. It's got those dots there. And then I'm going to grab one, put it kind of over here, down right about there. And then we're going to find something really pretty to add to that area, because we might even use more of these sequins. Make it look like something. Let's see. Scissors. Paper snips. We're going to use that piece we didn't use before. We're going to glue that right here. Actually, I'm going to move this. I don't want it to look like an antler. We're going to add this to the front. That kind of look like an antler. We're going to add this here. And oh, you know what? Hold tight. I just had another idea. I'm going to take another piece. What the heck? Just cut all this stuff up, right? We can add another one. It won't look like holly, but it will be similar. Because it's not holly leaves. Although I could have used holly leaves, huh? Because we have some. What was I thinking? That's all good. Stick that there. Add some adhesive to the back of that. We're just kind of decorating this. This is kind of a simple technique. And then we can add some more of these beautiful sequins. Just kind of bring that one closer, like so. So you've got joy, 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 joy. And the inside of your card, you can write your sentiment. Isn't that awesome? That was fun to make. Fun. How about one more? Do we want to do one more? Let's go ahead and make one more with this card base. Oh, that's an envelope. Take this. What other card base do we need? The tan one? Oh, did I already use it? No. It's got to be here somewhere. There it is. Here we go. Now, what will we do with this? We could do... Let's think what we can do. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was fun. We could do a Z fold. And we could use, actually, I know what I'm going to do. I really want to use that joy, but I think I'm going to stick with, we'll do an ornament. I'll save the joy for something different. I'm going to trim this down only a smidge, like 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to trim that down. That's going to go on the inside here as a border. Maybe, maybe not. Let's hold off on that. This is going to go here, like so. I don't know, maybe I want to cut that down a little bit more. I'm gonna. So when I'm done, it's gonna end up being 1.5 inches I cut off, because I'm cutting another 3/4 of an inch. Okay, right, 1.5 inches, yes. Now with that, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna put it right to, oh, never mind, I just had a different idea. I'm gonna grab my scoring tool. Take this piece. It is, oh, an odd size. 4 7/8. I want it to be, I might trim it down to because there's no 16th measurement on here. I'm going to trim it down to 4 and 3/4. Just cut that 1/8 of an inch off, just to make it easier for me to use my brain. All right, so we've got this pretty design. We're going to line that up, and we need to figure out where the halfway mark is for. I want to do a halfway. Yes. Halfway. No, I want to do it. I'm going to score this at, let's see where that is. Let's bring it this way. I want to, because I want to have, I know what I'm trying to do. I'm going to score this at 1 inch. I actually could cut more of that off. I'm going to score this at 1 inch on that side. Actually flip it over so I fold it the right way. So that end is scored at 1 inch after taking that smidge off that I really didn't need to. And we're going to varnish this. Okay. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? Hold tight. This is going to go like this. This is the concept I'm going for. It's going to go to the edge. And I want to cover that piece up. So I need to, since these are 3/4 of an inch, and I want to use that to cover, I'm going to cut this piece down to 3, where I scored it. I'm just going to cut 1/4 of an inch off. So I cut more than I needed to. I should have left it the size I wanted and scored it at 3/4 instead. So this is going to go here. Okay, you picking up what I'm putting down? Okay. Now, it's going to be a flap. So I'm going to, I could either tuck this in the back and have that be a strip there, which I totally could do. It's not going to look horrible. I actually might do that. Yes, let's. So we're going to add adhesive here. It uses strong adhesive. I'm still going to use this. You don't want to cover up your score line. You're going to center this. Center it. Fold it over. Adhere it to the back of your card. Okay, so it doesn't matter what size it was. So now we have that flip fold. This is going to go in here and line that as a border. Do I really need to? Actually, I'm not going to. I don't like the way it looks. So we're going to leave that. Okay, so we've got this. All right. We are then going to take the ornament. Actually, we could do the, we can't do the joy. It's too big. We already determined that. We're going to grab the ornament. And the other thing we need, which is the holly. And honestly, I'm probably going to cut something off of that. That drives me bonkers. And that's okay. We're going to create the ornament by adding this stuff from our kit. So we'll take our glue dots. And this is just using contents of the kit. I mean, yes, you can throw in, I threw in some extra embellishments because I couldn't find those, but we're still using the contents of the kit to create these cards. It's just a different way to do things. I like to think outside the box sometimes, but the cards are absolutely gorgeous the way they come. And I'm just taking 3 of the card bases and part of the elements and creating other things. It's just fun. It's fun. It gets your creativity flowing. All right, line these up. It's hard to do. I think I messed it up. It really is hard to do. All right, so we've got that. This is going to go on here with dimensionals. Yeah, I'm way off. That's okay. Will it come off? I don't want to rip anything. It'll be fine. Dimensionals. I was putting everything in the right spot. There they are. All right, there's that. Perfect. Now what I want to do, instead of having this long, well, I guess I still could. I'm actually going to trim that off because I'm struggling with it just a little bit. Still, because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to find something to tie around that little booger. I'm going to add this here. I really like the look of that. So I'm going to add some regular adhesive to this section, like I did before. And I'm going to put a dimensional on one of those, because that's going to hang off. And we've got that. Super cute. I'm loving this. All right, let's grab some pretty ribbon or twine or whatever. Now this is probably retired. Actually, it is retired, but you know what? I'm using it. Maybe. I just knocked my camera. Sorry, friends. That was my bad. Hope I didn't make you dizzy. We're all tilted now. Sorry. I got all excited. Hang on. Close your eyes if you get dizzy. All right. I'm going to use this. I'm going to take a little piece, and I'm not going to tie too hard. Obviously, this is a mess. There's the end. I want this to go through here. Ribbon scissors. Oh yeah, we're all wonky now, aren't we? Sorry. Last card for the evening. All right. I want to tie it in a bow. Yes. This is very difficult to tie, and you certainly don't want to rip your paper. Actually, I'm going to tie it in a knot and then tie it in a bow, so it stays. Don't rip your paper. Actually, I could just leave it as is and not tie a bow, tie it together. Probably would have been easier to do this after or before. I was gonna try and tie a knot up here, but you know what? I'm just gonna trim it and call it good. And so there's that, a little bit of that. And then we'll take those gold sequins that I had. We're gonna use this on the outside, and we still need to stamp a sentiment, and we will. We'll use the gold, because the gold looks really nice with the this color, the pecan pie. And yes, my Paper Pumpkin subscribers and my team will get some of this stuff, all the extras that I'm using. So there's that. Super cute, right? Love it. And we will, with that, get one of those Deck the Hall labels. Labels, labels, labels. They're here. I just have to find them. This is what happens. Start moving stuff around. Sorry, my room is always a mess, but I'm doing better. Deck the Halls. Pecan pie. And don't forget to share some love, friends. I just shared some love for myself. Why not? Okay, we got this. This is already seasoned. We're going to dip this in our pecan pie. Stamp that on our tag. Boy, we're going strong tonight. Hour and a half. Look at that. Love it. Now, we don't want this to poke. We don't want this to interfere in any way with the closure. You can tuck it under here. You don't want to do that. I think what I'm going to do is add it. Where do I want to add it? I could add it there and just tape it flush. So let's move that little gem over. I was trying to be cute, but. All right, I'm only going to put tape to the top of this because I don't want to tape my card closed. I'm going to tuck it under my ornament. It's a perfect place for it, I think. And this should open nicely. So look at that. There's card number 3. We got 3 alternate cards right here. Got a gift card holder. We got this cute joy card, our ornament, fun fold, fun things. And then of course the cards as the kit instructs. Super awesome. Yay. Yay. I'm going to flip the camera back around. Uh-oh, I lost my comments. Great alternative. I purchased another kit just to be able to make them. Aw, thank you so much, Mary. That's so sweet. You guys are so awesome. Thank you so much for being here and enjoying my on-the-fly kind of creativity. I certainly do like, I have to say, I think these 2 are my favorite. This was, I don't know, it's cute, but it's missing something. It needs something more, but I love the gift card holder part of it. It's really cute. So there is that. A lot of fun. A lot of stuff left that I can still play with. So I'm really excited. Let's flip the camera back around now that you're all lowered and you're going to probably see the top of my head. All right, there we are. I wish my nose would heal. It's getting there. So thank you so much for being here tonight. I truly appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this very much as I did creating for you. I look forward to seeing you on Sunday for Let's Caffeinate and Create. And I actually am just going to do that at 9 a.m. I was going to flip the time, but I will be here at 9 a.m. on Sunday. I have other plans that have come up. So I look forward to seeing you then. Until then, keep on crafting. Get those fingers inky. I'll talk to you again very soon. Many Stampin' Blessings. Bye for now.